Side out.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dylan Kimlin live from Gold Coast. We currently have our men's
0-0-1.
gold for the PPA Tour Australia. We've just got it started. Sitting alongside me, we have the super coach, Mike Neal. This is going to be an absolute thriller, Mike. I'm very much looking forward to it.
0-0-2.
Yeah, I agree. Dylan, this is going to be great. We're going to see a lot of fast hands battles up here at the net, a lot of hard hitting.
Point.
Yeah, it's going to be between the duo Bhatia and
1-0-2.
Mehta versus Ruia, Kyle Yates.
Side out.
And we've got a gold medal game here with Mike, with not a single Australian player on the court.
Ooh, what does that say? We got 3 from India. A lot of good stuff going on in India.
Server.
Well, we got to say how crazy the sub has been here. Ruia
0-1-2.
has come out swinging, played terrifically in his semi-final.
He really did. He was the shining star at the end of that semis. He really stepped it up, raised his level up. Let's see if he can do it here. He's going to need to, because this is a formidable team. Harsh and Armand recently got bronze over at the English Open, and they finished 5th at the U.S. Open earlier this year. So these guys know how to compete at the high level.
Yeah, they mean business. And
1-1-1.
Bhatia currently bringing it in, 1-1-1.
Second server.
A little bit long there. I'll be honest, Mike, this is one of the few first times I've seen Harsh play. Pretty lethal on the court.
He is,
1-1-2.
and what a combination with the lefty playing over on the right-hand side and Harsh, and then Armand, the righty, who moves incredibly well like that one, just covering so much court, flicking that back end through the center. Sees the ball very early, so big task ahead of Kyle Yates and UV, the pickleball prince here.
Yeah, and Mike, obviously you being the coach of the Eastern Rush, Bhatia, one of your players, it must be exciting having such a weapon on your team.
Well, he's our #1 pick. Katie and I talked about it prior, and when it came up to her first choice, he was the one that we wanted, and he was available, so we grabbed him. He performed very well in season 1, and he's already started playing fantastic here in season 2 yesterday.
Yep.
Second server.
Yates doing his thing.
Yeah, and as you can see, they're going to put the pressure on UV to play a lot of balls, and I think Kyle Yates, when he does have some opportunities, is going to really try and pull the trigger and force things a little bit.
Can I just point out, Mike, you've got Yates, Armand, and Harsh all looking very professional, and UV looks like he's about to go to the beach.
1-1.
Rocking the same sort of pants you'd wear, mate.
Exactly. I love it. Yep, absolutely. The pickleball prince in the house.
Point.
All right, bad luck there from Kyle Yates. He jumped the Ernie and just didn't quite get the ball down enough, but he's going for a big angle there.
3-1-1.
Right play, just didn't quite execute it.
Oh, punched away. And with the experience of Kyle Yates coming to the Major League Pickleball Australia format and PPA Tour Australia format, Mike, so it's a good thing for our players to go up against this kind of quality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic to have a guy who's such a veteran, and he's still playing high-level pickleball, and he's been around, he's done that. He's, national champion over in the U.S., former #1 in the world. He's got all kinds of titles, played at, the APP, the PPA, before they even existed, the Pro Tours back then, Nationals, Major League Pickleball over in the States. So this guy's got it all, been there, done that. We love having him here.
Ooh, got out of the way.
Yeah, a little dodgeball there from Armand.
1-3-2.
Yeah, this will be 3 games to 11, win by 2. Should we get to a third game, the players will swap at 6, utilising the Dura Fast 40s.
3-1-1.
A nice little speed up there from UV, straight at Armand's body, testing him a little bit. And he didn't quite center the ball, and dumped it in the net.
Mehta has such a big backswing, Mike.
He does. You know, he had a lot of time there, so he can do that when he has a lot of time. You'll see him shorten it up if he gets into a little bit more trouble. Ball coming a little bit quicker. But he also gets a lot of topspin with that backswing, and you know that's what bothered UV on that last shot, is the ball dipping so much. And that's, you know, with the paddles being so gritty, you can really spin the ball.
Yeah, we saw that happen quite a lot in the semi-final, Mike. Yates getting in a lot of backhand cross-stink rallies.
Yeah, look, he didn't miss many, and I venture to guess I took a funny little bounce because he looked down afterwards. But, yeah, he doesn't miss many of those backhand cross-court dinks, I'll tell you that.
Point. 2-4-2.
What a rally, that insane pickup. My goodness.
Great ATP there by Kyle Yates, and then what a defense by Harsh there. Got it back. Not only got it back, but reset it nice and low to get back into the point. Great play.
Point.
Yeah, there we go. Speed up is good.
Yeah, that's a great attack from Armand. Kyle's dink just sat up a little bit, and Armand said,
5-2-1.
bye-bye.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Insanity on display here at Gold Coast.
That was just an unbelievable lesson in resetting by Armand there to work his way into the net. Couple of great resets, another one there on an attack, and then ended up finishing it. Great job. Oh, he had UV there.
Yeah.
UV bought it. He was selling that little cross to the middle, and UV went line, and he was sitting on it. Just didn't quite flick that backhand enough.
Ooh.
Point.
Struck the paddle a bit awkwardly there for Yates.
Yeah, it was a big, deep, heavy topspin serve.
7-2-2.
Healthy lead thus far for Mehta and Bhatia. Yeah, read that like a book.
Point.
Coach is on display.
Yeah, and that's what you'll see with a nice low drop from Harsh. Armand's going to crash in there and just put a lot of pressure on UV and take a lot of court away and really make him think about where he's going. Puts a lot of pressure. That's really smart play.
Side out. 2-8-1.
I'm curious, Mike, with
Second server.
all of your experience, how highly would you rate Bhatia if we were to do a ladder of Australian
2-8-2.
or PPA Tour Australia players?
Well, look, I mean, when it comes to Major League Pickleball, you know, Katie and I from the Eastern Rush, we thought he's number one.
Yeah.
You know, I know
3-8-2.
Danny Townsend went number one in the draft, but, you know, Lucas went number one in season one.
Side out.
But I think Armand has really set himself up not only with his play last season, but also with some of the international stuff that he's done.
Yep.
You know, it's not easy to go over the U.S. Open. This team of Harsh and Armand, you know, getting fifth over there amongst a lot of top-level players.
Yep.
Point.
So, yeah, I'd say we're looking at two of the very best doubles players for sure on the court right here.
9-3-1.
So, you know, they had an unbelievable quarterfinal match against Mitch Hargraves and Zach Grabovich, and they won that easily, and that just goes to show their level. I mean, those guys are arguably one of the best teams out here as well, and they were just on fire. Armand and Harsh, and took it to him pretty easily.
9-3-2.
Yeah, and I mean,
Side out.
as we see a 9-3 lead here for the duo Bhatia and Mehta, it makes you wonder because Yates and Ruia had
3-9-1.
such a great semi-final against George Wall and Joey Wild.
Second
Have to
server.
ask the question if they may have played their gold medal already.
Yeah,
3-9-2.
that does happen sometimes. You come off such a huge emotional win in the semifinals and maybe
Point.
not firing exactly the way you want in the finals, but we'll see. They should be able to work their way into it. Look, you've got Kyle
4-9-2.
Yates. He's going to definitely think his way through it, and as they play, I'm sure he hasn't played too much against Harsh and Armand, but as they play, he's probably taken a lot of notes and figuring out some strategies, so he and UV are definitely capable. They won in the third in the semis, and I'm sure there was a lot of strategy and tactics that went into that and some patterns that they decided to change up.
Side out.
So we'll see what they can do here as the game progresses.
9-4-1. Second server.
That was very human of Harsh. Made an error on the drop.
9-4-2.
That's good to know. Yep, down
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah,
Side out.
right attempt there from Armand to reset that ball. Just popped a little bit off that Yola TA mod 15
4-9-1.
and sat up a little too high.
Second server. 4-9-2.
Yeah, a couple of errors off the paddle of Mehta here.
Yeah, just a little error on that little flick there. But, we'll see what happens as they tighten up here a little bit, tighten up the game a
5-9-2.
little bit and force them to play a little bit more. They've got a nice little cushion.
Yeah, service error there, called
Side
long.
out.
Side out once more, currently 9-5.
9-5-1.
Oh, shoe hunting as you call it, Mike.
Love the shoe hunting. But set up by a nice little roll drop and closed in. He really does see the ball early and move
10,
well, so he
5,
closed
1.
in and just attacked that backhand before it dropped.
Yeah, there we go. Game one going to the
game.
duo
2 minutes.
Bhatia and Mehta. Pretty simple effort there for them, Mike.
Yeah, look, there wasn't a lot of challenge there for him. I think that game, they were just a class above. They're so rock solid. I mean, I'd be interested to know what Kyle Yates is thinking right now. Hey, what do we do? What could we possibly do against these guys? Maybe try and pull the trigger a little bit earlier, speed up a little bit earlier when they get up there and just go hard at the body a little bit, see what happens. But easier said than done. You got to get up there first and get into some dinking rallies. Be a little bit patient until you get a ball that you can do something with.
Yeah, and we probably should mention as well that UV Ruia is a sub. He is replacing Wesley Gabrielson, who unfortunately was unwell. So for UV to come in, be the super sub and get through to a gold medal of the PPA Tour Australia event here in Gold Coast is absolutely fantastic, and he'd be very pleased with
Okay.
himself.
Time in.
But we are up to game two here.
Game
Prime
2,
time.
0-0-2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is definitely on the highlight reel of UV's career so far. Playing with one of the greatest players of all time and getting to a gold medal match and having that big win in the
Side out.
semis. And
Yep.
there you go, UV and Kyle. A little aggressive there. That worked for him.
0,
Let's see if that
0,
can
1.
keep up. Some great resets there by Kyle Yates and UV. Oh, and again.
Oh, body!
OG in the house.
Cheeky grin. Don't poke the bear, however.
That is exactly what the doctor ordered. But
0-0-2.
such good resets before he finished that off. It was,
Oh, called long. No body.
oh, was it? Oh, gosh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
Side out.
Sorry, Bhatia just ensures that we do have one on display for our viewers at home.
0-0-1.
He gave the Prince a tattoo there. Wow,
Second server.
some great dinking. That's what we want to see. Patience, keeping the ball nice and low.
0-0-2.
Never anything to really attack there. Some good pickleball.
Oh, 5-5.
Side out.
The sub winning that one.
Yeah, UV in the net won that one. Well done. Really tough to react
0-0-1.
off those let cords.
Oh, bang.
Bye-bye.
Server.
Kyle's thinking to himself, how do you get that much power?
Yeah.
0-0-2.
Here's a big man.
Point.
And we saw this from Ruia in the semi-final, Mike, where he was shoulder tapped several times from
1-0-2.
George Wall. And he figured out getting out of the way is what won them points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the game nowadays because it's definitely in some of these speed ups. It's you know, there's often times where you're actually going right at the body, and yeah, the ball's probably going long, but can they get out of the way or not? So it's a little duck, dive, twist, turn, you know, little
2-0-2.
shake and a jimmy, whatever you got to do to get out of the way.
Call it again. 2-0-2.
Oh, hands are flying. That goes
Wow.
long.
UV did a great job there having a little firefight with Armand just to keep him in the point.
3-0-2.
Set it up.
Oh, so crafty.
Yeah, nice little drop volley there from Harsh. I'll be using that later in the 50-plus men's doubles this afternoon. But
0-3-1.
got him out of position and had the whole court to hit into after that.
Just called
Second
wide.
server.
He was loading up for that ATP.
0-3-2.
Oh, UV.
Point.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, that may have been going out.
Yeah, from this angle it did look like it, but bit of a big swing there as well.
1-3-2. Point.
Like swatting a fly. Bhatia putting that one away with ease.
Yeah, you don't want to sit any balls up against these guys. They're just going to hammer time those down and
2-3-2.
take the easy point.
Side
That's
out.
good. UV's onto it.
Yep.
I mean, the bounce on these courts is relatively low, and you see somebody coming in with that big backswing. You've got to be thinking, you know, if that's
3,
up around
2,
chest
1.
height, it's flying out. So UV's doing a great job of seeing that, you know, moving out of the way.
Oh, there we go, combining. Yates with
Beautiful.
the setup, Ruia coming in to finish it.
Great job from Kyle and UV there covering the court.
4-2-1.
UV slid over to his left to make sure he had that middle covered as Kyle slid.
Second server.
That's called wide.
Little wide.
Four, 2-2.
Yep, single
Well
well backhand.
placed.
Right out.
Great shot.
Great technique, perfect placement, straight down the line.
2-4-1.
That was so good.
Second server.
UV ripping it out the hip of Arman. Bhatia to bring it in once more.
2-4-2.
2-4-2.
Ooh,
Throw it out.
probably wants that one back. I don't think that one was there. It looked like he was going to flick it. Got a little tentative on it. Probably realized it was too low. Probably should have gone with a nice little soft dink. All right, well, we got
4-2-1.
UV and Kyle holding that 2-point lead.
Called
Point.
wide.
Great job by Kyle Yates there to just show that he's going to move a lot and put some pressure on Harsh to put it to a
Timeout.
smaller area of the court.
1 minute.
Yep, intimidating
Five,
presence,
two,
that's for
one.
sure, considering having Kyle Yates creeping across there for that poach. He's been very active, Mike, thus far. We've seen a couple. He's threatened an Ernie a couple of times and been commanding the troops, so to speak. UV seems to be responding very well to it, too.
Yeah, well, compared to game one, they've picked it up a little bit. They're being a little more aggressive. Definitely Kyle's being more aggressive with his movement, for sure. He's getting all over the place, trying to fake a little bit, go, cross. You know, he had that one big cross that he walloped a forehand, but just missed it a bit long. But, you know, you got to be doing that. You got to be putting pressure on him and creating some problems for him. Get in their head a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the fellas are hopping back on the court. Bhatia, Mehta would like to get some more points on the board here. They currently have a 5-2 deficit to build up. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
You got one timeout remaining.
meanwhile, Ruia and Yates enjoying this little burst of momentum.
You got 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I think we need to see Armand and
Time
Harsh
in,
just go back to
scores
basics,
5,
get up to
2,
the net,
1.
work their way in, create some opportunities. There we go,
Second
rock
server.
solid there. Nothing fancy, just a couple deep balls. Kyle's trying to
5,
sneak in a
2,
little
2.
bit, but he's, you know, can't do much until that ball drops low enough.
Oh,
Unlucky.
the net roll.
Throw it out.
All right, now let's see if the Indian Dream team here can put some
3-5-1.
points on the board. It's where they want to be, but I think they want to be playing to UV a little bit more. There we go.
Doesn't
Second
matter.
server.
Doesn't matter.
Well, when you pop it up, UV
Oof.
attacked that one. It's fantastic work there.
5-2-2.
Took Armand on. It's not afraid of him at
Throw
all.
it out.
And I reckon that might be a little bit frustrating for Bhatia as we see a serve straight into the net. I mentioned in the semi-final, Mike, that Ruia is playing that right side position to perfection right now.
5-2-1.
Exactly. Towards the end of that semi, he was on fire on that right side.
Oh, pick up.
What a
Oh, my
beautiful reset there by Yates. Oh,
Second server.
Can we just talk about that shot from Mehta, though? The reset from Yates was incredible, but
5-2-2.
I do not know how Mehta got it back. Second server.
oh, he had it.
Throw it out.
Exactly what he wanted. Great ATP defense again by Harsh. You know, he sees that very early, gets in position, paddles way down near the ground, and he just pops it back over. That time it sat up a little bit, and Kyle
2-5-1.
just couldn't quite convert on that.
Second server.
Yeah, several errors here from Bhatia.
Yeah, look, another point or two
2-5-2.
the other way, and they might take another timeout.
There we go, Yates and Bake.
Throw it out.
Forces the pop-up on his own and flogs it away.
5-2.
Yeah, he's definitely getting more aggressive,
5-2-1.
getting active there with his movement. great
Well
placement.
orchestrated, hey.
Yeah, the puppet master. Controlling everything cross till he gets one that he likes and just flicks it down the line. Really good disguise on that as well.
6-2-1.
Just out.
Second server.
Yeah, wide side.
6-2-2.
Mike, it feels like
Point.
Yates is winning the cross-link battle between him and Bhatia currently.
This game he is, yeah. Yeah, I think in the first game, Armand got the better of him in that cross-court
7-2-2.
dink battle, but he's definitely coming on stronger here. And, you know, Armand probably pulled the trigger a little early on that last one, just a little frustrated.
Oh.
Nice job there, well
Right out.
orchestrated by Armand.
That rally had it all. That lob was perfect.
Yeah, we haven't seen him use that. Played to perfection, got him back off the line, and
2-7-1.
took control and won it. And
Second server.
missed drop. Can't be winning points if you're missing drops.
2-7-2.
Make them play.
There you go.
Point.
There we
Asking his
go.
receive. Bhatia flinging that down the middle.
Good drive and a great job moving in and crashing on that one by Armand.
3-7-2.
That's a stock standard play that they do, and I haven't seen it that often today, but that one was perfection.
Point.
Ooh, oh, Harsh got away with one there.
Yep.
Yates isn't going to miss many of those.
4-7-2. Side out.
Yeah, another side out here, and you feel, Mike, that Yates and Ruia would love to be able to put this thing away because the prospect of Bhatia and Mehta finding
Oh, it's all right. No.
momentum, definitely something they don't want to
7-4-1.
occur.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They do not want to see these guys in form, but they're doing a good job of taking them out of the game that they want to play and, you know, mixing it up a little bit.
Point.
Yeah, I do feel like they've not necessarily slowed things down. The rallies have been fast, but they're playing in their terms.
8-4-1.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely attacking a little bit more. Like we said, Kyle's moving a lot more. UV's still just kind of staying stationary over there and doing his right side job and not missing. And if he has an opportunity to attack, he'll attack like that.
There you go.
But, you know, he's definitely letting Kyle do his thing and move quite a bit.
Looks like we have
Called
a timeout
another
here.
timeout.
One
Not a
minute.
bad idea from the Indian Dream team.
9-4-1.
Yeah, and they've had so much success internationally. It's amazing that we are able to watch players of this caliber here. Bhatia and Mehta just having a bit of a breather. We have our remainder of our games for this afternoon. Mike, I want to talk about the heat, as we've had quite a few players withdraw due to, you know, just being simply worn out. It's so hot at the moment. 35 degrees Celsius last time I checked. Here on Gold Coast, it is supposed to be winter. Are you someone that likes the heat?
You know, I love the heat when I'm sitting here in the shade, you know, commentating. But if I have to play in it, no, not particularly. It's, you know, it's one thing to play in the heat, in the 30s and that kind of stuff. But it's another thing when you haven't been acclimatized to it.
Yes.
And none of these players have really been in this type of heat.
Yep.
And so, you know, if this was January, we'd all be used to it because we would have been, you know, going through it and that kind of stuff. But no, I mean, this is just, you know,
Time in.
easily
Score
10 degrees, 15 degrees
9-4-1.
hotter than where everybody has been
That's right.
playing. You know, a lot of these players have been playing indoor tournaments over in the English Open and the Monsoon Open there over in India. And, you know, there's just, this is completely different. So, ooh,
Yep.
a little
Second
unlucky
server.
off the net cord there, but Armand put it away. But yeah, this is difficult for
9-4-2.
everybody. We're all in the same boat. So hopefully everybody will last until tomorrow. There's been quite a few players dropping like flies already.
Yeah, it's crazy to consider that it's supposed to be
10-4-2.
cold right now. I
Yeah.
think that's probably the biggest thing we can take from this.
Yeah, it is still August.
Oh, just long. We have a challenge here.
Ball
Official
is good.
Campbell confirming it
Point game.
in. And that is the game, Mike.
Wow, we got an overrule there on game point. Okay. Well, I was just going to say, you know, before that lob supposedly was out, I was going to say Yuvi just played an absolutely perfect point on the right side. And as it turns out, he did.
Yeah.
'Cause that lob was in.
Yeah.
Fantastic effort there. So, look, Yates and Yuvi, they just have to keep that up. They're just playing fantastic there compared to the first game where they let the Indian team of Harsh and Armand walk all over them. They just really got going there.
Yep. No, I definitely think that's fair to say, Mike. In that, and Ruia, to me, he has been the surprise packet for our PPA Tour Australia men's events. You know, we talked about the semi-final and how well he played, and now he's up against probably the number one seeded side of Bhatia and Mehta and dominating.
Yeah, look, it's also important that we look at, you know, what Kyle Yates is doing to allow UV to play well.
Yep.
UV isn't having to cover much court. He's covering, you know, quite honestly about 35-40% of that right side of the court. Kyle is moving, he's shaking, he's getting all over the place, and so a lot of that allows UV to play well. And it's a perfect combination. They need to keep that up.
All right. First 10 to 6, we're swapping at 6.
Yates looks fired up. Let's
Game
get
three,
underway.
time
Game
in.
3 here. Gold medal on the
0-0-2.
line.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Armand and Harsh really cut back on the unforced errors, start to play some real rock-solid pickleball, and look to attack only when there's an opportunity. Great job there.
I thought that first pickup was solid. But it doesn't matter when you got the absolute titans on the other
0-0-1.
side. It's going to come back with interest. Punched down the left.
Server.
Now, there's a good example of why you don't take a wide ball and attack cross court. Kyle was just sitting on that forehand in the middle. There really wasn't any other place for it to go
0-0-2.
other than straight into his forehand, and he reacted very quickly, but he's also sitting on it, and that's high level play. He knows the patterns. If that ball is coming hard, it's coming straight into his forehand. So well done there.
1-0-2. Side out.
And we saw the successful drive followed up by one into the net. Bhatia going to the well.
0-1-1.
Oh,
Second serve.
Nice job by Armand there.
Yep.
Yates that one up just a little too high, and then 1-2, bang, bang, it's
0-1-2.
over.
good hands again.
Point.
You know, Bhatia is a pretty classy player, Mike. He just goes about his business, does what he has to,
1-1-2.
and puts it away with ease.
Yeah, he's smooth. Daddy smooth over there. Again, nice job.
Right
I mean, the immaculate timing that these guys have to get, you know, the paddle middling the ball when it's moving that
1-1-1.
quickly. Unbelievable skill.
Into the net, however. How do you feel for Harsh here? He's been pretty consistent thus far. I think he can.
1-1-2.
You know, I've seen earlier today Harsh was being a lot more aggressive. I'd like to see him start to take a little more control here.
Side out.
Normally, I'd say Armand is the more aggressive player, but Harsh is more than capable of being aggressive. I think
1-1-1.
Armand's just a little off, and, you know, maybe Harsh can compliment him by taking a few more balls in that middle. And
A double earning attempt there from the duo closest to camera.
What is it?
I think they just had a scoring issue. Make sure they get the score right. Don't want to give away any points.
3-1-2.
3-1-2, yep.
Easy peasy.
Yum, yum.
Yep.
But again, set up by a really nice ball from Harsh to dip that ball down at UV and get a pop-up. Again, it's always a little bit trickier when you've got that ball coming at you with some heavy spin to control it off your paddle. Not only is it coming quick, but it's also falling, dipping down. It's always tricky. Oh, bad luck.
Yep.
Looked like a funny little bounce there. Harsh is kind of looking down at that court, but it happens.
1-4-1.
Ooh.
Server.
I think that was a mishit from Yates. They still nearly landed in.
Yeah, it was good of Harsh to keep him honest by going down that line because Kyle Yates has been moving quite a bit, so you always want to throw one down there just in case. Decides to move, keep him honest.
Yeah, Ruia attempting to go down the line there.
Yeah, we might see a timeout coming here from Yates and UV if they lose another one or two.
One.
Another funny bounce.
Yep.
Armand looking down there going, what the?
4-1-2.
Ooh,
That's a
that
great
backspin.
drive. That's such a nasty drive.
You know what's coming.
Yep, you see it. He's not disguising it with that wind up. Geez, that's wind up is the size of China. So you know it's coming.
Oh,
too good.
nutmeg.
Again, Armand looks good, finished the point off, but Harsh really played that well, set everything up. So he's really picked it up a little bit here the last few minutes.
Yep.
That's what they need.
And we're up to the 6-point mark, so the gentlemen will swap sides. We will have a combination of Bhatia and Mehta closest to us here. And for Yates and Ruia, they played so well in game 2, Mike. What would you suggest to those two if you were coaching them?
Well, getting back to what they did that worked, and that was getting Kyle Yates to move a lot and be a little bit more aggressive. But having said that, they're not being given many opportunities by this Indian duo. But Kyle needs to start making himself a little bit more relevant, try and get involved, even if he's taking a few more risks. I mean, they're down 1-6.
Yep.
Good to go.
So let's see if they can get themselves going a little bit more.
6-1-2.
Yeah, 6-1. Game 3. Oh, he nearly dug it out.
And you can see there, Armand and Harsh are trying to not let Kyle Yates get involved at all. They're doing a really good job of not letting him get involved. But, ooh, there Harsh tried to keep him honest again. Thought he was going to move to the middle, but just missed that drive. All right, let's see if we can get some points here from KY and UV.
Oh, bouncing all over it.
Yeah, they paid for it. They got Kyle involved there in the dink rally. Had a couple of really nice cross-court dinks early on, and then he got back into it later, and there you go. He's not an OG for nothing. There you go, and that was all Kyle moving.
Yep.
Harsh has got a low ball that UV drove at him. Wasn't a really fast drive, but he got it down at his feet, and Kyle was in there moving all over the place, taking a lot of court, and Harsh ended up making a mistake. So great job from Kyle there.
Oh, nice. Drive low once more. Better passage of play here from Ruia and Yates, though. Big and deep.
3-7-2. Side out.
Yeah, bad luck. Not too much you could do about that. Harsh and Armand just had control the whole time there and picked them apart.
7-3-1. Point.
Yep. That's
Great
gone wide
shot
once
from-
more. Or is that called in?
8-3-1.
No, I guess it was wide.
Yeah. Looked close, though.
Yep. Great drive again. Harsh is really picking UV apart with that forehand rip cross court.
9-3-1.
Shoe hunting.
Oh, shoe hunting at its finest. All right.
Harsh
We're
is
gonna
fired
call a-
up.
No timeout coming from the team. There they go.
Timeout.
Yep.
Timeout. Receiving team. 1 minute.
Yeah,
10-3-1.
Mehta was pumped up after that.
Yeah, Harsh has really stepped it up. He's actually lifted his game a little bit since that, just before that change at 6 points, and continued on. And, you know, again, that's what makes this team so difficult to play against. Harsh and Armand both are so highly skilled. You know, quite often you'll see a team that has maybe one player that's a little bit more, a little bit stronger than the other one, and, you know, a real dominant left side player as a righty or something like that. But here's the, you know, kind of what we think might be the future of pickleball, and that is a very dominant left-handed player on the right and a very dominant right-handed player on the left, and just, you know, one can pick it up and be a little more aggressive and change things up, and the other one can as well.
Yeah.
So this is where they really seem to do well.
Yeah, and we will find out the end result of this one as the fellas are getting back on the court.
You've still got 2 timeouts. You've got 1 timeout.
Bhatia will be bringing it in. Gold medal point.
10-3-1.
Well, imagine that.
Point game match.
Imagine that. Harsh with another rip forehand off over there. Too
You
good.
asked him to fire, and he did exactly that. Terrific play from the combination of Bhatia and Mehta. They will secure the gold. For Yates and Ruia, I mean, solid effort to take the silver.
Absolutely. I mean, they have to be excited. I mean, I was standing next to Kyle Yates yesterday when he was trying to figure out who to play with, and I actually said, you know, why don't you play with UV? UV's, you know, here coaching one of the MLP teams. He's coaching the Sydney Smash, and I'm sure he'd be available. And man, he was pumped when he found out. I saw him after that, and he gets fired up. So yeah, incredible win in the semis for them to get here. Some great play all day, but then look, they took one of the best teams to a 3-gamer here and just barely lost it. So kudos to them. Really nice job.
You're spot on, Mike. Well done to the duo of Yates and Ruia taking the silver. And we are closing down the stream for now, ladies and gentlemen. The PPA Tour Australia. We have had an absolutely exquisite morning of games. You can catch all the footage on the YouTube channel for the PPA Australia YouTube channel there. You're having a good time, Mike.
Cowabunga.
As you're getting ready, mate, because you've got your Eastern Rush side getting ready for Major League Pickleball Australia coming right up. Only minutes away.